Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Wednesday, February 8th, 2012. A lot to cover, so let's get right into the charts. Here we're going to start off with the S&P 500 E-mini futures. You're going to see that they are trading higher by about 1 point. Futures have really been just chopping around at this level pretty much all day. Yesterday, the market had a pretty sizable recovery on a big dollar decline. Once again, as soon as the dollar trades higher before the open, it generally has a tendency to fade right around the open or once the opening bell rings at 9:30 a.m. And that's exactly what you saw yesterday. So if I just fast forward and go back to a dollar chart yesterday, you'll see here early in the morning the U.S. dollar index was trading up around the 79.35, 79.40 levels. And you can see how it just plummeted once the opening bell rang, and we traded all the way down and actually made a new low by 4 o'clock. So once again, you got to watch for that dollar. If the dollar dips, the market will flip to the upside. The markets will inflate and trade higher on any dollar decline. So always remember that relationship is very well intact. This morning, you're going to see the U.S. dollar index is trading lower today again by about 12 cents. It's not down big, but again, if it does fall lower, the major stock indexes will inflate higher. So we have to watch that once again today. But futures are trading higher by about 1 point. Not a big move either way. Once again, you're hearing news out of Europe saying that a Greek deal is imminent. However, we've been hearing that now for about 2 weeks. So we can only imagine what it's going to come out, when it's going to come out, what they're going to say. But right now, the markets remain euphoric. Every little dip is being bought until that relationship breaks apart. You got to look for that early morning fall and then, possibly a little bit of a bounce back rally. That's what we've seen every day for over a month now until that relationship breaks, and it will break. But it's just a matter of when, and it's very hard to predict when that will happen. So that's what we're looking at when it comes to the major stock indexes. Now, a couple of other things to go over today. Let's talk about first gold. Gold is basically flat on the spot price, 17.48 per ounce. That's where it is today. Let's take a look at the GLD this morning. GLD, you'll see, is trading right around 169.80. Gold did surge higher yesterday. That was a very nice move, but it has not taken out its high that it made on February 2nd. So as long as it stays within that range, there's still some resistance up here on the GLD around the 171 and a quarter level. But once again, gold did make a nice move yesterday. If the dollar declines, gold will start to move higher. Okay, that's the bottom line. If the dollar declines, gold will start to move higher. The same goes for silver, which is holding up very well at the moment. Okay, let's take a look at oil today. You're going to see that spot crude is trading higher by about $1 to 99.44. So we're just underneath that $100 per barrel on West Texas. If we take a look at the USO, which is the United States Oil Fund, you'll see that is trading up to around 38.25. Oil had a big move yesterday on that dollar decline. Just realize that oil yesterday at the low was trading around $37. Today, oil is trading at 38 and a quarter on the USO. So that is a nice big pop. And once again, the dollar goes down, oil goes up, gasoline prices go up, everything you use goes up, and that's just the way it works. Everything inflates. Okay, so that's where we stand today. But spot crude is trading around $99.50. So again, we'll see where we are there. All right, there's a few stocks to go over. Let's cover them in detail. We'll start off with Disney, everybody's favorite vacation. Right here, Disney is trading basically flat from yesterday's close. It closed, I believe, yesterday at $40.98. Today it's trading at $40.67. Disney did have a quick initial flush after earnings, and it has rebounded a little bit. I don't see anything great or anything terrible with Disney right now. There's nothing I would do. I would just leave it alone. There really isn't a lot to do there, but the stock is trading just off of yesterday's highs by about 25-30 cents. It's really not a big deal. I don't want to make too much out of it. Panera Bread, everybody's favorite fast food restaurant. Panera Bread trading down to around the 155 level. There is a little bit of support here. There'll be more support around the 150 level if it does get down there. This is a very thin stock, so it could be a big mover. You want to watch 155, 150, 145, and then ultimately $140. Those are going to be all the levels. The stock has a ton of support at 140. By some chance it got down there. I don't even think that happens, but just in case it did get down there, it has a ton of support at 140. But you can watch all those levels that I did mention. They could give you small intraday bounces. Let's take a look at Buffalo Wild Wings. This stock I rarely trade, but the stock is up sizably this morning. It looks like a fade candidate in my opinion. I think this is an all-time high for the stock, so you got to always be a little bit careful. But I think there's a ton of resistance up here at $82, $81. I just don't see this thing going any higher. I think this could be a fade candidate once the opening bell rings. So, again, be a little bit careful because it's always earnings. It's also a thin name. Rarely does it trade a million shares, so it can overshoot, go a little higher than you think it could. But this is a fade candidate right now if I ever saw one. Okay, let's take a look at this CTSH. This was another one I saw this morning. I don't know the news on this. This is Cognizant Technology Solutions. I'm not sure what the news is, but the stock is getting hit today. Again, it's going to have a little bit of support, I would think, around the 67.25 level, somewhere around there. You also have a nice little support area, I guess, at 65 and more at 64. I think $66, $65.75. That's where you got to watch for. This is going to be, a support area for the stock, but it could trade a little bit lower. You're going to watch 65. I think there's a lot of support between 65.75 and $65. Ultimately, if it comes down further, then you're going to watch 64.30. So make that 65.75 to $65. Watch the pattern there. Could give you a little bit of a bounce, and then all the way down to 64.30. Very, very good support at that level. Okay, leave it alone until those levels. You want to nibble there. I think that's going to be the best place to get a bounce. Let's take a look at Rambus today. Rambus is everybody's favorite stock with, they have, I guess, technology patents. Again, this stock trades too erratic for me. I don't even trade this thing anymore. But nonetheless, you're getting a pretty sizable bounce. Again, there's a lot of resistance up here at 850. There's also more resistance. Pretty solid resistance at $9. Again, Rambus having a good day today, so you want to respect it at least for a little while, okay? But it's a very tough stock to trade because of all the news that surrounds it. It moves on lawsuits almost each and every day. It gets tiresome to trade stocks like this. Let's take a look at this SGI. I've never traded this name, Silicon Graphics, but I am watching it this morning. It is getting hammered, and I do mean hammered, but has a lot of support at 1050 and a little bit more support around 1020. So watch that level. If it really breaks through there, you're going to probably have to watch the $9 and I'm going to say $9.10 level. There's a ton of support there. But this one's going to be interesting because it is falling into some decent support levels. I'm going to say 1050 first and then 910. Both could be bounce areas, okay? That would be best bet for the bounces there. But both of these this stock is definitely getting, annihilated this morning. So be a little bit careful at the start. But if it gets down there, it could be worth a nibble. You got a real good support level, 1050, and then ultimately down around that $9.10 level. Alrighty, everybody. With that said, I'm going to leave it here today, nice and short, and we'll see how we play out throughout the session. Once again, if the dollar falls, the market will inflate, and vice versa. Do not get cute with this market. We are overbought and extended, but nonetheless, each and every day, once the opening bell rings, the dollar falls lower, and these markets inflate higher. That's the bottom line. Until that relationship is broken, you have to look for it each and every day, and yesterday was a perfect example of that. Take care, everyone. Have a great trading day, and I will see you all tomorrow.